Welcome to Earth and Environmental Science. In Unit 1, we will be talking about what Earth science is, what environmental science is, and what our goals for this year are. We will also be talking about scientific process, which is our lab skills that we'll be using throughout the year, how to collect and analyze data, how to graph, how to use data tables. We'll talk about lab safety. And we'll finish up the unit with cartography, which is mapping. We will be looking at some maps you may never have seen before, like topographic maps or geologic maps that you will learn how to read as we will use them throughout the course. So today we're going to look at what is earth science, what is environmental science. Earth science is the group of sciences that deals with Earth and its neighbors in space. So those sciences are geology, astronomy, oceanography, and meteorology. Geology, the prefix geo means earth, so geology is study of the earth. We'll be looking at the origin, the history, and the structure. Now, when I say history, I don't mean like the wars that were fought or who was president. What we're talking about is the history of Earth and the processes, why the landforms look the way they do today. We'll be looking at the structure of the Earth, like if you were to cut it in half, what you would see on the inside, and how the Earth has changed over time. So we're looking at the geologic history. Oceanography is the study of oceans. Some of the things that we will be looking at: the composition of seawater, why is the ocean salty, where does the salt come from? The movements of seawater, so that includes waves, currents, tides. We'll be looking at coastal processes, how waves erode and shape coastlines, why some coastlines are rocky, some are sandy. We will look at seafloor topography. Topography is the shape of the land or the landforms that are present. A lot of times we don't think of the ocean floor as having landforms, but actually some of the longest mountain ranges in the world are actually on the ocean floor. We'll also briefly talk about marine life and ocean ecosystems. Meteorology is the study of the atmosphere, and after we talk about the structure of the atmosphere, we'll look at the processes that occur in the various layers and where weather and climate occurs, and we'll talk about analyzing weather data. We will actually analyze data, and you will learn how to make your own forecasts based on that data. Astronomy, which is actually going to be the second unit we study this year, is the study of the universe and the solar system. Our solar system is one of billions. Our sun is just an average medium-sized star. It just appears large to us because it happens to be the closest star. When we are studying the Earth, we can divide it into 4 spheres. Think of the Earth as a sphere. It's like a sphere would be like a 3D circle, so shaped like a ball. But we can divide it into spheres. So think about it. Geosphere is all the solid part of the Earth. So if you remove everything else, the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, and the biosphere, you're left with a solid sphere. So same thing, the atmosphere are the gases that surround the Earth, so those gases are in a spherical shape. All of the water that covers the surface of the Earth, so that's hydrosphere, the prefix hydro means water. And then biosphere, all the living things, the prefix bio means life. So hydrosphere is all the water on the Earth. Of that water, 97% can be found in the ocean. The other 3% is fresh water. A lot of times we think of fresh water as surface water, so that's our lakes, streams, but actually we have groundwater and frozen water as well. Most of our fresh water is actually found frozen in our glaciers and ice caps. The atmosphere is the envelope of gases that surround the Earth. Not only does it provide the air that we breathe, but it protects us from the sun's heat and radiation. The ozone layer that's in the stratosphere, the second layer of the atmosphere from the Earth, absorbs UV radiation and keeps some of those harmful rays from reaching the surface. Atmosphere is also where weather occurs. Geosphere, prefix geo means earth, so that is the solid part of the earth, both what we see on the continents and what is underneath the ocean. The ocean floor is also solid as well. Biosphere, again, that would be all life on earth, because bio means life, so plants, animals, anything that is living. Environmental science is the other portion of our course after earth science, and it focuses on the study of the relationships between organisms and their environments. So we will look at ecosystems, biomes, how organisms interact with each other. We will also look at how humans interact with their environments. We are organisms as well. So our goal in the environmental science portion of our course is not only to understand how the Earth systems work, but how we interact with those systems. We will look at both the positive and negative interactions and try to develop solutions to some of the environmental problems that we have caused.